No, let's cover the race winner because it is easy to talk about Danger Boy and he deserves the time and attention. But Joe Shimoda deserves the first nod. Well, Joe Shimoda, because dude, way to go, man. You got the start, you got a good start, you put yourself up front and you made it happen. And that's what the media has been saying for a while, including ourselves, of just get yourself in a good spot, man. You got the speed, you got the ability, and he did just that. And being on a Honda, his Honda looked pretty freaking good.
In the heat race, I was a little disappointed because he didn't put himself in a good spot. And I was watching the heat race like, man, this is another one of those seasons. And the main event goes, and Joe Shimoda, what does he do? Goes out there, and I'm not sure if he gets the whole shot, but anyways, he got off to the start that we all wanted him to get to, which was out front. And he was wire to wire. He even had a little bit of pressure from Red Bull KTM Factory racing rider Julian Beaumer for quite a while. For Joe Shimoda, hats off to him because he finally got that monkey off the back of starting the season right. And I feel like now that he has that kind of checked off his box or his to-do list for the 2025 Supercross campaign, it's okay, like I just got to keep this momentum rolling and ride how I know how to ride.
Very much to the rider's advantage to start off the season on a high note with confidence than to find it towards the end of the season when the season's wrapping up. Because then by that point, it's too late. A win's still a win. It's nice to get it. Just to add to your statistics, get a nice bonus and just get a win. But I think it's much easier on the rider for them to do it early in the season. Easier in the sense of it gives them confidence to pursue more out of the season than start off yourself in a hole. Dude, most improved, Julian Beaumer. Oh my God. Really fun to watch him. His style seems to have really gotten refined from last year. And he's going to be good. I'm excited to keep watching him because you're right. He's stuck right with Shimoda. I think he's going to keep getting better and better. And Shimoda's probably got, a season on him? Maybe 2 seasons?
Yeah, I think maybe even 2 seasons, I want to say.
Yeah. So, I mean, if that's where Julian is right now, then he's got a really bright future ahead of him.
Absolutely, man. Even in qualifying, he's the fastest qualifier. I wasn't necessarily that surprised just because we kind of got a little bit of a sneak peek or glimpse of him riding at the KTM test track just up the road here. And he looked not only super smooth, but super fast. And as you alluded to, he's just a much more refined version of himself in 2025. Not only just the speed, the intensity, the racecraft, the starts. Let's say that was all at like a 7 or an 8 last year. I think it's more of an 8.5 to a 9 this year, maybe even a 10 on some of those. And he just seems to be ticking all the boxes to be not only a race winner very soon or very shortly, but also a title contender. If one of the other guys, Joe Shimoda, Jordan Smith, Hayden Deegan, get a bad finish or even an injury.
Yeah, if I'm KTM, I'd be very happy with just the signing of him and thinking this is a potential guy we can groom an awesome career out of for him because I think his star is just going to keep rising.
2 other riders we'll touch on before we wrap up this episode of the JBI Race Recap. Let's touch on Jordan Smith, the Triumph Factory racing rider who finished 3rd in the 250 main event. I thought for Jordan to run up front, go down, and then to work his way back to a podium spot was really impressive. Mistakes have been kind of Jordan's curse into not getting him a 250 SX or Lights West or East Coast championship. So I feel like if he could brush up a couple of those mistakes and not lay that Triumph TF250X on the ground, he can put himself in a good spot to snag Triumph's first ever Supercross win.
That would be really fast too. For a manufacturer to score a win in their 2nd year of racing, I hope they do. I think it's good for all motorsports to see other brands be competitive. And I think it shows the amount of effort and investment that they've put in. The technical side of me is just really curious on their bike settings. What have they changed from last year? And just by that, I mean everything like motor, chassis, suspension. What have they kept from last year? What have they learned? I imagine that whole team as a whole is improving. And, the riders get to take the full benefit of that. And for them to get a nice 3rd place finish out of Jordan, that says a lot. So great job to you guys. And Triumph, thank you for joining the Motocross and Supercross series and giving us riders the bike to choose from and just have another brand help fund our sport and industry.
Hayden Deegan, the last rider who we'll talk about before we end the episode. I think for Danger Boy, we all had him pegged on our bingo card to be the winner at the end of the night in Anaheim, but it just didn't come to fruition. Didn't put himself in the best of spots off the gate in the main event. And ultimately that led to his demise. He went down in turn 2 of the race and kind of had to work his way back from there. I expect him to keep his visor this weekend in San Diego and arguably the more hometown race for him since he is Temecula. I feel like Temecula can either be halfway to Anaheim or San Diego, but he's really lucky that he has pretty much 3 hometown races in a row. So also Speaking of Hayden Deegan, his opening ceremonies video, by far the best out of any rider, hands down.
Yeah, it was. Feld, you're doing a great job just each year with improving like the rider intros and getting the personalities of our sport out more. So you guys, great job on that. And the potential you guys have to keep growing it is huge. So, man, thank you for keeping this sport around, keeping it interesting, updating it, put an effort. And man, I'm excited for this whole 2025 season. And Danger Boy, great job between you and Cody Shock racing each other really hard all the way to the checkered flags. That was a lot of fun to watch you guys go really neck and neck. And Cody, good job on your finish as well, man. I'm sure you wanted better. But dude, sixth place to start off your season is not too shabby, and it puts yourself in a really good spot. I hope your collarbone's doing better. Remember, you're racing on a broken one at the end of the Supercross season last year, so hopefully, body's feeling good, and you just have a very bright 2025 season ahead of you.
Well said, JB. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the JBI Race Recap. Episode number 1, we have 30 more to go, I want to say, which is a whole lot. But anyways, these will be coming to you weekly, pretty much every Tuesday after the race. Let us know your thoughts about Anaheim 1 and this upcoming weekend in San Diego. Thank you guys for watching. And if you aren't subscribed, make sure to subscribe to the Ride JBI YouTube channel for more JBI race recaps, JBI tech tip, or JBI spec videos. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys in the next episode.